Scorpio, I need to tell you something that will send shivers down your spine. In 30 years of observing the signs, I have never, and I repeat, never, seen such an overwhelming force being unleashed within a sign as what is happening to you now. It's as if a volcano, dormant for decades, has begun to rumble deep within your soul, and now it's about to explode in a way that will transform not only you, but everything around you. I'm talking about a primordial, ancient force that was locked away in the deepest layers of your being and is now unleashing itself with an intensity that even you can't fully comprehend yet. It's as if you were a vessel that always contained enough power to move mountains, but only now have you discovered you hold the key to unlock that force. Have you been feeling it? This strange energy coursing through your veins, this feeling that you're capable of things that once seemed impossible. Moments where your gaze seems to have gained a different intensity, where your words carry a weight they didn't before. Moments where you feel like you can see through people, situations, and the lies others try to build around you. What you're experiencing is no coincidence. It's not a passing phase. It's a once-in-a-lifetime awakening of power, if it ever happens. And it's happening to you now, at this very moment in your existence. And if the universe has decided it's time for you to access versions of yourself that were saved for special moments. Versions that few human beings ever get to experience. Scorpio, there's something happening within you that challenges everything we thought we knew about personal transformation. It's not just that you're changing, it's that you're accessing layers of power normally inaccessible to most people. It's as if you're being initiated into mysteries few can comprehend, let alone experience firsthand. Over the past few months, you've probably noticed that certain situations that used to shake you deeply now seem inconsequential. People who once manipulated or emotionally hurt you now encounter a strength you never knew you possessed. Problems that seemed gigantic and insoluble now seem small in the face of your renewed ability to see solutions. This isn't ordinary personal growth. This is alchemical transmutation. You're literally transforming into a version of yourself that operates on different frequencies. It's as if your consciousness has gained access to dimensions of reality that were previously blocked. And with this access comes a power that is simultaneously exhilarating and terrifying. The force manifesting within you possesses qualities that transcend what we normally call personal development. You are developing an almost supernatural ability to perceive hidden truths. Lies that others manage to hide from everyone become transparent to you. Disguised intentions become crystal clear the moment you direct your attention to them. But perhaps most impressive is what's happening with your ability to transform situations, not just adapt to them or cope with them, but literally change them through your presence. As if your energy has gained a magnetic quality that reorganizes the forces around you. People change their behavior in your presence. Environments transform when you enter them. Situations resolve themselves in almost miraculous ways when you apply your focused intention. All Scorpios are experiencing something in common, a feeling that they've finally awakened to who they truly are. As if until now they've lived a reduced, domesticated, controlled version of themselves. And now, for the first time, they're experiencing their full potential. What strikes me most about this phenomenon is the speed at which it's happening. Normally, transformations of this magnitude take years, even decades to complete. But with Scorpio, it's happening in months, sometimes weeks, as if a higher power has decided to accelerate your evolutionary process so you can access your true power as quickly as possible. And there's a reason for this urgency. The world is undergoing profound transformations, and beings like you, who possess the natural ability to navigate through chaos and emerge stronger on the other side, are essential at this time. You're not being empowered just for your own benefit. You're being prepared to serve as a catalyst for transformation for others, still stuck in limited patterns. The force moving within you now has the quality of a fire that purifies everything it touches. Relationships that don't serve your highest good naturally dissolve or transform. Situations that drain your energy without offering real growth lose their power to bind you. People who try to diminish or control you discover that you are no longer the same person who used to accept such behaviors. But most powerful of all is what's happening to your relationship with yourself. You're developing a fierce compassion for your own soul, an absolute determination to never again betray your essence to please others or fit into expectations that don't make sense of who you truly are. It's as if you've finally understood that your authenticity is not just a right, but a responsibility. Scorpio, I know that as you listen to this, a part of you is thinking, finally, someone understands what I'm going through. And this loneliness of carrying an intensity that others can't comprehend, of feeling things on levels that seem to scare the people around you, of having insights and perceptions that sound too intense to most. I see you. I understand that you've been keeping a lot of this inside because you've learned that your emotional depth bothers some, that your ability to see hidden truths makes others feel exposed. Let me ask you a direct question. Have you been feeling like you're carrying a power you don't yet fully know how to use, as if your energy has shifted so radically that even you sometimes feel frightened by your own intensity? If so, you're not alone. Thousands of Scorpios are going through the same experience right now. Please share in the comments, "I'm feeling my power awakening." This simple phrase will help other Scorpios watching recognize that they're not imagining things, that they're not getting too intense, that they're not alone in this powerful transformation. Your courage to admit that you're going through this may be exactly what someone else needs to stop hiding and start embracing their own strength. I need you to know, your intensity isn't a flaw. Your ability to feel everything deeply isn't an exaggeration. Your ability to see what others choose to ignore isn't paranoia, it's pure power, and it's time you stopped apologizing for it. The transformation you're experiencing has layers that gradually reveal themselves. At first, you may have noticed only subtle changes, a renewed confidence, a greater ability to set boundaries, less tolerance for situations that drain your energy. But now, the changes are becoming impossible to ignore. You're developing what I call emotional X-ray vision, an ability to see through the superficial layers of people and situations to the core truth. When someone lies to you, you don't just suspect, you know. When someone has hidden agendas, you don't need evidence to spot them. You feel it firsthand. When a situation has the potential for future problems, you don't wait for them to surface. You anticipate them with surgical precision. This new level of awareness is radically transforming the way you navigate the world. Relationships based on deceit simply can no longer exist in your reality. People who operate through manipulation and emotional games discover that their tactics don't work with you. Toxic environments lose their power to affect you because you can see exactly what they are and consciously choose how to respond. But perhaps the most extraordinary aspect of this transformation is what's happening to your ability to regenerate. Scorpio has always possessed this natural quality of rebirth, but now it's operating on a whole new level. Traumas that paralyzed you for months now transform into wisdom in a matter of days. Situations that used to devastate you now become fuel for your accelerated growth. It's as if you've developed a super powerful emotional immune system. Negative experiences not only don't destroy you, they strengthen you in ways you never imagined possible. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself how resilient and powerful you truly are. The strength that manifests through you is also affecting your ability to impact the lives of others. Scorpios have always had a natural influence over others, but now that influence has taken on an almost hypnotic quality. When you speak to someone with genuine intention to help, your words carry a transformative power that surprises even you. People instinctively start seeking you out when they're going through crises or transitions. It's as if they sense you hold keys to doors they never knew existed. And the amazing thing is, you actually do. Your personal experience with profound transformation has empowered you to guide others through their own metamorphosis. Scorpio, what's happening to you transcends normal categories of personal growth. You're experiencing what the ancients called spontaneous initiation, a process where the soul is catapulted to higher levels of consciousness and power without undergoing the traditional rituals that normally precede such expansions. This means you're accessing abilities that typically take decades of spiritual practice to develop. Intuitions that many spend years cultivating are emerging naturally within you. Perception skills that require intensive training are manifesting as if they've always been there, just waiting for the right moment to emerge. The intensity of this transformation can be overwhelming at times. You may have moments where you feel like you're carrying too much energy for a human body to comfortably process. Moments where your perception becomes so heightened that you can sense other people's emotions as if they were your own. Periods where your manifestation capacity is so amplified that you need to be extra careful with your thoughts and intentions. These aren't unwanted side effects, they're signs that you're accessing layers of power that few humans ever experience. It's natural that it will take some time to adjust to operating at this new frequency. But as you adapt, you'll discover that you can control and direct this power in extraordinary ways. One of the most impressive manifestations of what's happening to you is your renewed capacity for emotional alchemy. You're discovering that you can literally transmute negative energy into personal power. Situations that once drained you now become sources of fuel for your expansion. People who try to diminish you end up, unintentionally, activating even more powerful aspects of your essence. It's as if you've become a powerhouse of transformation. Everything that comes into contact with your energy is automatically elevated or transformed. This ability is not only beneficial for your own evolution, but it's also transforming you into a powerful catalyst for the evolution of others. What fascinates me most about this transformation in Scorpios is how synchronized it is. It's not just you going through this alone, it's the entire sign experiencing similar levels of expansion simultaneously, as if a collective force has decided it's time for Scorpio to fully embrace its power and stop operating as diminished versions of itself. This synchronicity suggests a greater purpose behind what's happening. You are being prepared for something, not necessarily something dramatic or apocalyptic, but something that will require human beings operating at higher levels of consciousness and personal power. And Scorpio, with its natural capacity for transformation and regeneration, is being chosen to lead this movement. The force moving through you now is also transforming your relationship with fear. Things that once intimidated you now seem like interesting challenges. Situations that used to paralyze you now spark your curiosity about how you'll navigate them and emerge stronger on the other side. Fear hasn't completely disappeared. It's become fuel for your courage. You are developing what I call alchemical courage, the ability to transform any seemingly negative emotion into usable power. Anger becomes focused determination. Sadness transforms into deep compassion. Fear becomes excitement at the possibility of growth. This capacity for emotional transmutation places you in a completely different category of human being. Scorpio, in the coming months, you'll notice this strength continue to intensify and refine. What seems extraordinary today will become your new normal. Capabilities that now surprise you will naturally integrate into your way of operating in the world. And as you become more comfortable with this new level of power, you'll begin to discover even more sophisticated applications for it. One of the most significant discoveries you'll make is that this power isn't something you possess, it's something you are. It's not a skill you developed, but an essence that has always existed within you and has finally found the right conditions to fully manifest. This understanding will radically transform your relationship with yourself and your ability to create your reality. The transformation you're experiencing will also profoundly affect your relationships. Some people will be naturally drawn to the new energy you exude, especially those ready for their own transformations. Others may feel uncomfortable or threatened, especially if they're invested in keeping you stuck in old, limited versions of yourself. Don't take negative reactions personally. When someone operates at higher levels of authenticity and power, it inevitably mirrors to others the areas where they are still limiting themselves. Some people are inspired by this mirror and use it as motivation for their own growth. Others feel exposed and react defensively. Your responsibility isn't to diminish yourself to make others feel more comfortable. Your responsibility is to continue expanding into your truth and serve as an example that it is possible to transcend limitations that most people accept as permanent. You are becoming living proof that human beings can operate at levels far beyond what we consider normal. The power that manifests through you also carries a dimension of service. As you become more comfortable with these expanded capabilities, you will recognize natural opportunities to use this power to help others in their own transformational processes. Not through teaching or preaching, but simply by being a living example of expanded human possibilities. People will start to see you differently, even when you're not consciously doing anything extraordinary. Your presence will carry a quality that inspires others to question their own limitations. Casual conversations with you will leave people thinking about their lives in completely new ways. Your authentic existence will become a catalyst for awakening in others. Scorpio, as this strength continues to develop within you, remember that true power always comes with responsibility. Responsibility, not in the sense of weight or burden, but in the sense of recognizing the impact your energy has on the world around you and consciously choosing how to use that impact. Use this power first for your own liberation and fulfillment. Allow yourself to finally live without masks, without excuses, without trying to fit into smaller versions of yourself to please others. And then, as you feel comfortable, allow this power to naturally extend to help others who are ready for their own transformations. What's happening to you is rare, powerful, and necessary. I've never seen anything so powerful happen to a sign, but it's also never been more necessary for human beings to access their full potential. You're not just transforming yourself, you're helping to redefine what it means to be human at this moment in history. If you've made it this far in this revelation, it's because it resonates deeply with what you're experiencing in your own life. Don't keep this transformation silent. Share your experiences in the comments, not only to validate your own experience, but to create a community of Scorpios who are experiencing this same extraordinary expansion of power. Subscribe to the channel because what's happening to you is just the beginning of something much bigger. You'll need guidance on how to integrate these new capabilities, how to use them ethically and effectively, and how to navigate the changes they will bring to your life. The force moving through you now isn't temporary. It's your new reality. It's who you've always been, beneath the layers of limitations imposed by a world unprepared for your full intensity. Now, finally, the time has come for you to show the world what a truly empowered Scorpio is capable of creating and transforming.